So my name is Maddie, or Books with Maddie, and today I'm doing the Booktube Newbie Tag. Okay, question 1 is, why did you start this channel? I started this channel because I really love talking about books. I really love being part of the book community. I have a Bookstagram that I really love to hang out on and meet new people and share all of our feelings about books, and it's super enjoyable to hang out over there, so I thought that I would come and join the Booktube community and see what it's all about. Question 2 is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? I think that I read a lot of different kind of things. I really like historical fiction. I also do enjoy fantasy and sci-fi and dystopian and all of those things, but I like to read kind of underrated books that kind of go under the radar. I do go book thrifting a lot, and I find some really unique finds there, so I really like to share those and stuff like that, so yeah. Also, I'm an English major, so I do read a lot of classics and stuff like that, and I think a lot of times classics get kind of a bad rap because not a lot of people read them, or they kind of come off as boring sometimes, but when you get into the nitty-gritty, they can actually be really interesting, and I think that I'd really like to share some of that knowledge because I think classics should be more talked about on the Booktube community. Okay, question 3, what are you most excited for about this new channel? I'm super excited for the community. Like I said earlier, I really enjoy Bookstagram. I'm hoping to kind of get really involved in the community here as well. I'm excited to share my thoughts and be able to, go back and look at what I was reading now and how my reading tastes change over the years and stuff like that. Kind of catalog my reading and things like that, discover new books. There's tons of reasons I'm excited. Why do you love reading is question 4. And I love reading because it kind of takes you away from the world, especially right now when we're going through this whole coronavirus epidemic. It's such a nice break to be able to, escape to another world, another person's life for a little while. And life can get kind of boring, so it's really fun to kind of get a little magic in your life sometimes. I love learning new things too. I really like historical fiction for that aspect because you get to learn about a period in history without it being in a history class setting with, only learning about what the curriculum says you can learn about. Question 5 is, what book series got you into reading? I think Harry Potter got me into reading a lot when I was younger. Also, in elementary school, I read The Hunger Games, which, thinking back, I probably shouldn't have been able to read The Hunger Games in elementary school, but that really jump-started me into reading a lot of other series. And then the Warriors series by Aaron Hunter, I loved those books in elementary and middle school. And then I stopped reading for a little while during high school and then picked it up again in 12th grade. And what got me into reading then was, I don't know, I kind of went back and looked at some of the series that I had missed. And so I read the Legend series, the Divergent series, those kind of things. And then I kind of got really back into reading, and now I'm here. Question number 6 is, what questions would you ask your booktubers? And one thing is, I'm really nervous on camera. I don't know if this is just me, but I feel so weird talking to I'm not looking at the thing. I just realized I was not looking at the camera this entire time. Oh my gosh. Well, it's too late now. I guess how to look at the camera, I just realized that, and how to not feel really awkward just talking to yourself, I guess. Question number 7 is, what challenges will be the hardest to overcome? I think for me, I tend to compare myself a lot to other people, so I'm worried that I will feel I have to compare by growth or by amount of reading or my amount of uploads to other people, which isn't fair to myself because I'm doing the best that I can, and I'm always going to put as much effort as I can into this, but there are going to be times where I mess up and where I don't do as good as somebody else, and I have to stop letting that get me down. Okay, next question is, when did you start reading? I started reading seriously reading in elementary school, probably 4th or 5th grade, when my teacher introduced me into the City of Ember and The Hunger Games, and then I got into Rick Riordan books, and The Mortal Instruments, Divergent, obviously, and in middle school, and then when I got away from reading, kind of 8th through 11th grade, what got me, and then I started reading again in 12th, and I kind of reread some of those series to kind of rejuvenate my love of reading. Okay, the next question is, where do you read? I mostly read on my bed. I usually read when I have like a break from homework or something, so that's where I normally read. If I have ebooks, then I'll read whenever I get the chance or things like that, or same with audiobooks. So basically wherever I can, but mostly my bed. The last question is, what kind of books do you like? And I talked about this a little bit. I really like historical fiction, I like fantasy, I like classic, I like literary fiction and some contemporaries. I like romance. I really like to broaden my taste, so I like all genres, but also I'll say I'll try all genres. I won't promise I'll like them, but I really am willing to try almost anything. Okay, that is the end of the Booktube Newbie Tag. Thank you so much for watching if you watched this far. I am over on Bookstagram at bookswithmaddi. Maddie with no I, no E, no Y, no E, M-A-D-D-I, Books with Maddie. That's where you can find me on Bookstagram. I'm also on Goodreads. The link for my Goodreads will be in the description below, and it's on my Bookstagram. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. I love learning new things, and a lot of times you do learn new things. But a couple that when I was a little bit older or was making the conscious at Books with Maddie. I think Harry Potter, I cracked my knuckle in the middle of that. I can't use it. You can find me on Bookstagram at Books with Maddie.